don't think about it. Just do it. Just dive in.
This is Don't Fear Grit with Rob Taormina. Marketing strategies and advertising technologies to help you build a better business.
Hey guys, welcome back, and we have a really great special guest. We have an occupational therapist who is an expert at what she does. She's an entrepreneur as well, and she's absolutely killing it. So we're going to be talking about the field of occupational therapy. We're also going to be talking about what it's like to be an entrepreneur in that particular field. Welcome to the stage, Noha.
Hi.
Hey, welcome. All right, so is it Noha?
Yes, it's Noha, and it's spelled N-O-H-A. So it's the way it's spelled.
Not Noah.
No, I get called out all the time, and normally I don't correct people,
Yeah.
but unless you're family. But
Yes,
it's
but Noha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Very, very cool. Give everyone some context. Let them know, like, your name, the name of your business, where you're practicing, all that good stuff. Go ahead.
So the name of my business is Hand in Hand Occupational Therapy. It is located in Selden, New York. We were in Center Reach, just relocated in October of last year, right off Middle Country Road. And we're really excited to be there because it's a nice, new, beautiful space.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what made you get started as an occupational therapist? Why did you go into that line of work?
So originally I went into occupational therapy because I wanted to work with people with mental health issues. And I thought that was interesting. And at the time, I was working with adults with disability for group homes. And then when I read up on what occupational therapy is, I was like, oh, well, I do this now. Let me get a degree in it. Mm-hmm. So I looked into it, applied for the program, and got in, and it's been great ever since.
How long have you been an occupational therapist?
So I've been an occupational therapist for a little bit over 9 years. And it's just been a really great, career to really get into because you can pretty much do anything. Like I told you I wanted to originally go into mental health, and then when I went into school, I got really interested in hand therapy, and then I found my niche, and I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So educate us a little bit. What is occupational therapy?
Okay, so that's a great question.
Yeah.
And most people don't know what occupational therapy is. People tell me, especially my elderly patients, they're like, I'm retired. I don't want a job. And I say, no, that's not what I'm here for. Occupational therapy is pretty much it's therapeutic interventions to work on your occupation. So whether you're a child in school, you need to be able to attend to in a classroom or be able to sit at a desk and write or play. Those are their occupations. For an adult, it's being able to use their hands as a laborer or a butcher. So we're working on getting you to be functional in your daily specific occupations each and every day. So whatever is meaningful to you, we focus on that. So
it's not necessarily, you're in a car accident and you need occupational therapy. You don't have to have been injured like that in order to be able to receive your services.
No. So specifically with kids, we work on helping them reach their developmental milestones, whether it's, being able to grasp a pencil or being able to focus in a classroom, or we're addressing sensory needs. And, it could be all the way up to a geriatric patient who, needs to really learn to be independent, live on their own, and manage their medications and, things of that nature. So, yes.
Now, I know with kids, a lot of parents try to get approved for occupational therapy for their kids, through their local county or state, and some parents have some challenges going through those channels. An occupational therapist, though, are they accessible even outside of the sort of the school system?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They are hired mostly by agencies, and there's not enough of us.
Yeah.
I know there's always school districts and agencies looking for OTs and to be able to provide services for the children in the area.
Yeah.
And then you can also, for private OTs outside of these agencies as well. And that's what we do. We actually do more private occupational therapy services so we can be able to provide the therapeutic interventions that, we feel that child will need.
Yeah. Now, you've sort of become a specialist in a very specific field. What area have you decided to focus on?
So I specifically specialize in the rehabilitation of the shoulder, elbow, wrist, and hand. So that could include anything from an amputation, from a wrist fracture from a fall. It could include trigger finger. You could include, tennis elbow.
Yeah. What about like carpal tunnel?
Carpal tunnel is huge. I see carpal tunnel all the time.
Yeah.
Especially now that everyone's texting and doing all this, the carpal tunnel is pretty prominent now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now, so you became an OT. You pursued that about 9 years ago. You're specializing in hand therapy. Let's talk a little bit about your business.
Okay.
I know you're doing well. And so what were some of the challenges when you decided to first branch off on your own, that big scary leap?
Yeah.
What was that sort of biggest challenge, or one of the challenges that you faced early on?
So my biggest challenge is, I guess it was kind of very, I don't know, I guess I thought that, once I turned the lights on to my office, people were just going to start rolling in and, and just coming and just calling up. And I quickly realized that
that's not the case.
It's not the case. It's not an overnight thing.
No.
So I literally sat there the first few days, like in my office, just like kind of twiddling my thumbs. And I'm like, ooh, okay, this is a wake-up call.
Yeah.
So because, I am not, I didn't know the doctors in the area.
Sure.
When I was doing hand therapy, I was doing it in Nassau County, so I'm very, very familiar with the doctors out there.
Yeah.
But I live out here, so I opened my office out here in Suffolk County. So just trying to, really get people to know that I exist. That's huge.
That's always the key. Yeah. And that's always sort of that moment of truth for a lot of business owners when they first open their business. It's like a shock because they so like firmly and passionately believe in what they're doing, and they're like, I love what I do. I know it's really important. Whether it be someone as like in the professional world like you are, or if it's even someone opening up a restaurant, is they go through all these channels, they open it up, and they're like, what I have is amazing.
Yeah.
Where is everyone now?
Exactly.
Like the person who makes like the best pizza. He's like, I have the best pizza. Why aren't people coming buying my pizza? Because there's more to being an entrepreneur than just opening up your business or having a website. There's a whole lot more to that.
Yeah, it was a total wake up call for me.
Yeah. So did you have like a one pivotal moment that you transitioned from, all right, now I got my space, I'm meeting with some patients now. It's like, I can do this.
Yeah. It actually just recently happened in October, or September, I should say, of last year, when I just started getting like an influx of patients, and I'm like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
And I realized that, like, okay, like this is gonna happen. This is gonna work out. This is gonna be just fine. Yeah. And that's when I was like, okay, I want a bigger office now. So,
I love it.
so I just kind of like went with it, and so that was a great moment for
Incredible.
me. Yeah.
So perseverance. So obviously you've been OT for a while. You opened up your first place, and you opened into the doors, and it's crickets, but you persevered.
Yeah.
Was there a moment where you wanted to give up, where you doubted yourself, and you were like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. I'm just going to work for someone else.
Yeah, I mean, I still, till this day, like, should I just do the 9 to 5 like every therapist out there is doing, and doing well, like they're happy. And but I, it's as a therapist, whether you're a physical therapist, speech therapist, or an occupational therapist, when you work in these facilities, there's not most facilities, not all of them. There's not really a clinical ladder. You're either a staff therapist, or you could become like a lead therapist, or you become like, the director of a rehab facility. And I didn't want to do any of those. I wasn't interested in doing any of that. I wanted more. I wanted, I wanted to be, I wanted to be able to provide the skills that I have in the manner that I wanted to provide.
So it gives you that freedom and flexibility to do all that stuff,
100%.
and now you're so excited about all the success that you're having. You're doing great.
I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. Yeah.
Awesome. So what do you think is next for you? I mean, obviously you sound like someone who's ambitious. So is there a next? Do you have a plan?
Oh yeah, there's always a plan.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, and this might be like a good thing and also a bad thing. Like I'm not one to sit still. Like I always want to see what's next and want to continue to grow. So in the works, hopefully, will be a sensory gym.
Okay.
So that's in the works, hopefully, and
Wow.
then opening up a second hand-in-hand occupational therapy office, hopefully in Nassau County.
Yeah.
But it's still
Scaling up.
Scaling up. Just
Yeah, making
keep
yourself
pushing through.
accessible and available.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Now, for anyone who's interested in learning more about occupational therapy, maybe they've got some questions. Maybe they feel like they could be a patient, or they've done it before. They didn't get the results. Would you be willing to speak with them, consult them? How does that work?
Absolutely, yeah. So I am very personable. I answer my phone, I answer the business line, and you could talk to me.
So there's not a bot.
There's not.
It's not a bot. It's you.
No, it's me.
Okay.
And you can call. I have patients that come in and be like, "Listen, I can't come to therapy twice a week. What should I be doing? Can you just give me something to do at home?" And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, absolutely. If you can't make it, I get it. And I'll give them the advice that it's of course it's different when they come in, but
sure.
But yeah, so it's they can contact me directly. I'm reachable, and I will give them whatever resources and information that I have to help them through, and maybe even refer to them to someone that like a doctor that specializes in the area or the issues that they have.
Yeah.
And then take it that way, take it that route.
Yeah.
And also we get a lot of students and volunteers and things like that, people who are interested in the field of occupational therapy, and we welcome students and volunteers anytime as well. So
incredible.
Yeah.
What does that process look like from the moment a new patient calls you to when maybe they're finished with their treatment? How long does it look like, and what does that process look like for them?
Okay, so the minute they call, we take down all their information, make sure that we accept the insurances, because we're a new practice. We take most of the insurances out of network. We do take some in network as well. So we make sure that's all squared away. We also have a pretty affordable private pay rate as well. So for anyone who wants to take that route. And I usually can get them in the door the next day or the following day, just depending on their schedule. So it's fairly quickly. I don't make my patients wait.
How long could treatment be for someone with you?
It really depends. It really depends what you're coming for. If if you're coming in for carpal tunnel symptoms, it's usually about a month to 6 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
Twice a week. And then if you're coming in for a traumatic fall and you broke your wrist and now you have plates and screws, it's a little bit longer. Yeah, it's just depending on the issue that's going on.
All right.
Yeah.
So just a couple more questions for you. For someone looking to move away from that 9 to 5, wherever they are, and they're like, I want to do this on my own. I want to open up my own business. What is one thing you would tell this person?
Don't think about it. Just do it. Just dive in, because the more you think about it, the more you're gonna psych yourself out, and the more you're gonna doubt yourself, and the more you're just gonna get a really good accountant or a business lawyer and just dive in. That's it.
Good advice.
Yeah.
All right. Another question for you. What is either your favorite book or the last book that you read? It could be anything from Dr. Seuss to something about what it is that you do. Anything.
Favorite book? Oh gosh, I haven't been reading a lot, but I've been listening to a lot of podcasts actually.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Under the Hill.
Okay.
That one, I think it's Under the Hill.
Yeah.
About the murder in Indiana. I've been listening to that.
Oh, wow.
That's been kind of something that I've been listening to.
Yeah.
And I'm also still a nerd, so I listen to a lot of hand therapy podcasts as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
In a constant state of learning.
Yeah.
I love
it. Yeah. I don't have time to read, so I listen to a lot. And I'm always in the car as well, so I listen to a lot of things as well.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Yeah, me too. I'm always sort of learning in my craft. It doesn't matter what level of success that we reach. I'm always sort of dipping into the pool of information and figure out what's going on in the marketplace. And I'm like you. I like to passively consume information because I'm busy.
Exactly.
So I like to download it, listen it to whenever I can, whether it be in the car or I've got time in between meetings or something like that. So I agree.
Exactly. I'm always in the car, so I use that time to learn and grow.
You got to add "Don't Fear Grit" to your podcast list.
I do, absolutely.
Especially now that you're on it.
Now.
Yeah, you're gonna be famous after this. People are gonna be stopping in the street. Hey, I recognize your voice.
That's funny.
Incredible. Listen, thank you so much for coming out. I want you to promote yourself right now. Tell everyone again your name, where they can find you online, all of that good stuff.
So again, my name is Noha Elfar. You can find us on Google, Hand in Hand Occupational Therapy of LI. We also have a website, www.handinhandotli.com. We are on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Hand in Hand OTLI. So just check us out. Give me a call if you have any issues, concerns.
Awesome. So,
Yeah.
so there's plenty of places that people can find you.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone took notes there. She said some incredible things. Honestly, thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much
I'm going to
for
have you back as like the resident OT expert. You know, I think it'd be pretty cool. Maybe what we could do is for our YouTube show is we can actually get you to do some stuff to actually show people some of the treatments. I think that would be, I think people would really, really enjoy that. So that, very, very cool. And when are you going to start your own show?
I mean, like tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you're doing it. There you go. You're gonna your personal brand is gonna blow up after this. That's awesome.
Definitely.
Well, honestly, thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
for
you.
you coming down, being part of the show here. And guys, don't forget, follow her everywhere that she just said to follow her, whether it be website or social media. And if you know anyone that is in need of an OT, now you know where to send them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's your girl. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Remember, don't fear the process and don't fear grit. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys.